Hi everyone, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and New Year's. Now that I'm back in the classroom again and being inspired by lots of children, I thought I would start posting some videos about Montessori again. So last week we had a lady come after school, and there's lots of kind of inquiry this time of year. And she'd never heard of Montessori, and I was explaining it to her, and I talked about the mixed age groups. Because in Montessori we have, in the preschool there's 3 to 6 year olds together, and in our primary or elementary in America we have 6 to 9 year olds and then 9 to 12. In our school we're quite small, so we have 6 to 12 year olds all together. We have 29 children at the moment, which is big for us from when we started. But as I was telling her about the mixed age groups, she said, "Oh, that must be so hard. How do you deal with mixed age groups?" And I just wanted to do a little video on how amazing having mixed age groups actually is. And yes, it does mean that as the Montessori guide we have to have the whole 6 to 12 year old curriculum at our hands as such, and we have to carry that with us every year. We can't just prepare for a class of 7 year olds. But there's so many benefits. And so one of the main ones is it's actually much more of a real life kind of scenario working with mixed age groups. When you leave school, you don't go and work with a whole lot of 18 year olds or 19 year olds. You generally have to get along with people of all different ages. And so this community in the primary, helps children learn how to get along with and work with a variety of age groups, which I think is really amazing. One of the other benefits is it allows children to learn at their own pace in learning and not constantly compare themselves to children of the same age group. And this especially counts if they're below in something called they really struggle with, say, reading or writing. If they're, say, 9 and they're constantly, and they're in a class of 9 year olds and they're constantly comparing themselves, it can get, it's quite hard on their confidence because they can see that everyone else can do it and they can't. But in a mixed age community where everyone's doing their own thing, they can work with the 6 year olds, the 6 year olds can work with the 9 year olds, 8 year olds work with the 6 year olds, or the 12 year olds. So there's a huge variety of different age groups working together, and so it's very normal for them to be working with younger children or older children. So it's a much kind of nicer environment in that scenario. And also, if we had a 6 year old a couple of years ago design our optional school uniform, and they did it all by themselves, and not every 6 year old could do that, but having that mixed age range and being able to have the whole curriculum on offer means you can lift the ceiling if the child is capable, which I love that about Montessori as well. One of the other benefits of a mixed age group is that I think it plays a huge part in peace education. There are definitely things that can be hard in a mixed age group. Things like sports can be quite tricky sometimes. The older children are a lot stronger and more coordinated often. But to give you an example of a really beautiful moment, one year we were playing a game of tag and a little 6 year old got tugged and he couldn't catch anyone. And so an older boy slowed down, allowed him to tag him, and then quickly ran off and continued the game. So, it inspires this kind of community where they have to help each other be included and work with different abilities. And so that to me really helps with peace education and helps when they go out into the world to kind of be mindful of everyone has different abilities and how can we include everyone. And the last thing, it actually really helps on a classroom management level as well. When the new children come in and they're not sure in the community of how things go and they might push boundaries a little bit, it's often the older children who will pull them into line. So that makes my job a lot easier because I've got some older children who will have been there for a couple of years and they know how things work and they won't accept someone not following the guidelines. So it's really beautiful to watch the older children step up and show the younger children the way. And they often are teaching younger children as well lessons they used to have and consolidating their knowledge. And I've had older children come up to me and say, "Oh, it's so hard teaching lessons. It must be so hard to be a teacher, when they have to teach the younger children." So it provides for lots of really beautiful experiences. So I think the mixed age groups in a Montessori classroom is vital to success and is a wonderful part of the Montessori philosophy.